Hi, I'm Matt Meyer, Head of Field Engineering here at Edge Delta. Today, I'd like to show you how Edge Delta's telemetry pipelines can facilitate a data tiering strategy for cost optimization and cost savings. To begin, let's go over what a data tiering strategy is and why it's useful. We find that premium observability and security vendors like Datadog and Splunk are incredibly expensive, especially at the terabyte or petabyte per day scale. But we find that every additional piece of data that you store on those platforms doesn't have the same utility as the data before it. In fact, we find that only 10% of the data that you persist in those platforms is actually useful, yet you're paying for 100% of it. We also find that blindly dropping data for cost optimization or cost savings isn't the right approach either, as you might be dropping data that's critical for your end use cases in either of those platforms. What we found is you can implement a data tiering strategy, allowing you to send a full fidelity copy of that data to archival platforms like S3, while sending only a subset, that 10% that you need most, to the analytics components that you require most. Well, how do we do this? Let's walk into Edge Delta and show you how we can do this with our pipelines. Here we have our pipeline dashboard, where you can see a variety of sources sending data through our telemetry pipeline to a variety of destinations. At Edge Delta, we say any source, any destination, whether it's observability or security data. As that data is en route, we apply our optimization against it, because you don't even need to send all that data to your archival storage if we can optimize it already. Here we have a 77% optimization before we send to our downstream platforms. In this example, we are bifurcating that data even further, sending a higher resolution copy of that data to Elastic, and then only that data that we need to Sumo and New Relic for the use cases that we deem most important. Let's show you how this is built in our pipeline builder in real time. Here we have our AWS CloudTrail fleet, a fleet of agents that is deployed in our environment that takes our CloudTrail logs before we persist them in our backend platforms. All those logs come in 1 gigabyte, and it goes through our CloudTrail pack. Our pack can be considered like a pre-built application of rules that is applied against all this data to facilitate faster time to value in our pipelines. We build these for you, but they are fully customizable for whatever use cases you might have. Here, we then tier this data out, determining its importance before we send to our downstream destinations. A few of those destinations is Edge Delta. We have a full observability platform where we can store all of this melt data. Here we have a subset of our logs going into our log search. We have patternized some of those logs into metrics as well for our AI capabilities. We then have a mapper where we can then map that to our Elastic SIEM for our security team. But we send a full fidelity 1 gigabyte full copy of that data to S3 for our compliance and storage. This is how we can build a data tiering strategy within Edge Delta. Again, this is Matt Meyer. Thank you very much.